Hello everyone, and welcome to Truk's Daily Life. I'm Truk, 24 years old. I was born and raised in a poor village in Nghệ An province, Vietnam. Right now, I'm studying and working in Vinh City while trying to build a better future for myself and my family. In my previous videos, I've shared a lot about my daily life, but today I want to introduce someone much more special, my mom. From early morning until late at night, she's always working. Growing up, I thought it was just part of everyday life. It wasn't until I got older that I realized how much she sacrifices for our family. In this video, I'll show you what a typical day looks like for my mom, what life is really like for a rural woman in Vietnam, and how much she can earn after a full day of hard work. My mom got married at just 17 in an arranged marriage. The early years of my parents' marriage were filled with hardship, and they worked tirelessly to build a better life for our family. Every brick of this house reflects their hard work and sacrifice. Despite the difficulties, they saved every penny to make sure my siblings and I could receive a good education. More than anything, my parents hoped their children would have opportunities they never had. My parents spent more than 30 years together, building a home and raising our family. Everything changed when my father passed away in an accident. Despite the heartbreaking loss, my mom found the strength to keep going for her children and grandchildren. Since then, she has carried all the responsibilities on her own, taking care of the house, the garden, the livestock, and providing for our family. Even at 56 years old, she still hasn't had a single day of real rest. Under the scorching summer sun, my mom grabbed her sickle and walked along the small canal to harvest water spinach for the pigs. Summers in Nghệ An are famous for their intense heat and the dry, hot Lao winds. It only takes a few minutes outside before your clothes are soaked with sweat and your body feels exhausted. But for my mom, no matter how hot it gets, the daily chores can never wait. She bends down to cut bunch after bunch of fresh green water spinach, carefully gathering them together before carrying them home. These simple bundles of vegetables will later be chopped up and cooked with pig feed to make a nutritious meal for the pigs. Watching my mom's silhouette quietly moving under the blazing sun, I realized that life in the countryside has never been easy. Behind every meal for the animals are countless drops of sweat and the quiet dedication she pours into her work every single day. After bringing the water spinach home, my mom chops it into small pieces before feeding the pigs. Every swing of the knife is quick, steady, and precise, a skill she's developed through years of doing the same work. Perhaps because it's become such a familiar part of her daily routine, she never seems rushed. Everything flows naturally, almost effortlessly. It may look like she's simply chopping vegetables for a few minutes, but in reality, it's just one of the countless tasks she quietly does every single day to care for our family's livestock. Today, my mom is spending some extra time cleaning and preparing the pigsty to welcome a new litter of piglets. That's why everything has to be ready well in advance. A clean pigsty not only makes caring for the piglets easier, but also marks the beginning of a new cycle of raising them. I think that's just the way my mom is. She believes that doing things well always starts with paying attention to the smallest details. My mom had already prepared the pig feed, so I helped her scoop it into buckets and pour it into the feeding troughs. The work itself wasn't difficult, but every time I do it with my mom, I'm reminded that even the simplest tasks can become meaningful. Just hearing the pigs excitedly running over and eagerly gathering around to eat, then seeing my mom smile, because everything is taken care of, fills me with happiness. I think that's what happiness in the countryside often looks like. It's simply being able to share these small, everyday moments with the people you love, making an ordinary day feel peaceful and complete. After lunch, it was time for my mom to give the 2 pigs a bath. The moment they saw her walk into the pen with the hose, they eagerly came over, almost as if they knew they were about to be bathed. As the cool water flowed over them, they stood still and seemed to enjoy every moment. Sometimes they even lifted their heads, looking completely content. Once they were clean, the 2 pigs would rub themselves against the walls of the pen to scrub away any dirt that was left, which always looked both funny and adorable. Watching and filming those little moments made me realize that animals have their own unique ways of enjoying the feeling of being clean and comfortable. Every single day, my mom patiently takes care of them, preparing every meal and giving them their baths with the same care and dedication. I think it's this kind of quiet attention to the smallest details that creates the simple, loving rhythm of life in our little home. After bathing the 2 pigs, my mom changed into a clean set of clothes to get ready to bring home a new litter of piglets. She told me that today was a lucky day. In Vietnam, it's a long-standing tradition to choose an auspicious day for important occasions such as weddings, breaking ground for a new house, or opening a new business. People believe that starting on a good day brings good luck and helps everything go smoothly. Pig farming is no different. Every new litter of piglets represents a significant investment and a new hope for our family. So my mom also chose an auspicious day to bring them home. To many people, it may seem like just a tradition, but to my mom, it's also a belief that a good beginning will lead to smooth and successful days in the months ahead. Watching her carefully prepare every little detail, I could feel the deep respect and dedication she has for the work that has supported our family for so many years. Watching my mom excitedly get ready to bring home a new litter of piglets reminds me of the years when my dad was still with us. Back then, my parents didn't raise just one herd. They cared for many groups of pigs at the same time. From early morning until late at night, they were always busy feeding them, cleaning the pens, and nursing the sick ones back to health. It was hard, demanding work, but those pigs gradually helped our family build a better life. The money that paid for my education, repaired our home, and supported our family mostly came from the piglets my parents raised with their own hands, one litter after another. Then, after my dad passed away, the pigsty fell silent. My mom stopped raising pigs. Perhaps carrying all the responsibilities on her own had simply become too much. Or perhaps every corner of the pigsty reminded her of the days when she and my dad worked side by side. 6 years have passed, and today is the very first time she's decided to raise a new litter of piglets again. I know this decision isn't just about returning to pig farming. It's also a sign of my mom's strength, of finally finding the courage to begin again after years of quietly carrying on. I truly hope these piglets will stay healthy, grow quickly, and bring my mom good fortune. I hope this new beginning becomes a small reward for all the years she has spent silently sacrificing for our family. After a long journey, the 3 piglets finally arrived home. As soon as the cage door was open, they were still a little shy. They stood there looking around for a while as if they were trying to get used to their new surroundings. Just a few minutes later, they started running around the pigsty, sniffing every corner and curiously exploring everything around them. This was the very pigsty that my mom had spent the entire morning cleaning and washing, carefully preparing to welcome its new residents. Watching the 3 healthy piglets happily playing in the clean pen, I could clearly see the joy on my mom's face. After 6 years, the backyard of our home was once again filled with the familiar sounds of pigs. That sound made me feel as if our home had regained a small piece of the memories from the years before. I hope this will be a smooth and successful new beginning. I hope these 3 piglets stay healthy and grow quickly so that all the hard work and hopes my mom has placed in this first litter after many years will be rewarded. After bringing the new litter of piglets home, my mom continued with another familiar task, feeding the chickens. The moment they heard the sound of rice grains falling into the ground, the whole flock came running from every corner. Each chicken eagerly competed to peck at every single grain. The yard suddenly became lively with the sounds of clucking, fluttering wings, and tiny footsteps moving all around. Looking at the large and healthy flock of chickens, I realized that after so many years of hard work, my mom has never lost her dedication and love for raising livestock. Those familiar sounds are what make our little home feel warm and full of life every day. My mom carefully places each freshly collected egg into the basket. Every egg is the result of days of caring for the chickens and is also my mom's main source of income. In Vietnam, one egg sells for only about 4,000 Vietnamese dong. So earning a living means looking after the flock every single day. Watching my mom gently handle each egg, I realized that behind these simple things lie countless hours of hard work, patience, and quiet sacrifice. I slowly pan my camera across my mom's old pigsty. It's a small farm building that has stood here for many years, with a moss-covered roof and weathered walls marked by time. It may not be beautiful or modern, but this humble place has quietly witnessed my parents' hard work and sacrifice. From the pigs we once raised to the chickens we care for today, so much of our family's life began here. Looking at these old walls now, I feel both sadness and gratitude because this ordinary little barn helped support and raise our family for many years. Right next to the pigsty is the small outdoor kitchen where my mom cooks pig feed every day. A stack of firewood is piled against the wall because in my hometown, people still cook with wood-burning stoves. When the fire is lit, smoke rises into the air and the smell of burning wood fills the space, a scene that feels very familiar to me. To others, this may seem like an old kitchen, but to me, it holds years of my mom's hard work and sacrifice. Every piece of firewood and every pot of pig feed reflects the quiet effort she makes each day to care for our animals and support our family. As the sky began to grow darker, my mom started preparing the first pot of feed for the 3 piglets. She sat beside the stove, taking handfuls of dried sugarcane bagasse that had been prepared beforehand and carefully placing them into the firewood stove. In my hometown, sugarcane bagasse is something very familiar. After being dried thoroughly, it catches fire easily, so people often use it to start a fire instead of paper or other materials. With just a few matches, a small flame slowly began to appear. My mom patiently added more handfuls of bagasse, then placed small pieces of firewood on top. The crackling sound of the burning bagasse mixed with the smell of smoke from the stove created a feeling that was deeply familiar to me. It was the same scent I grew up with since I was a child. Once the fire was burning steadily, my mom continued adding larger pieces of wood into the stove. Before long, the flames turned bright red beneath the pot, and the rising heat warmed the entire little kitchen corner. I quietly filmed those moments and suddenly realized that even though time keeps changing, some childhood memories never do. The sound of burning wood, the smoke drifting from the stove, and the image of my mom sitting there tending the fire have always brought me a sense of peace. Perhaps that is also one of the reasons I want to preserve these videos, so that one day when I look back, I can still remember the warm fire that once lit up a small corner of my childhood. That was just an ordinary day in my mom's life. From early morning until evening, she rarely had time to rest. Every egg she collected and every meal she prepared for the pigs reflected her hard work and love for our family. As I grow older, I realize that a peaceful life is built on many silent sacrifices. That is why I want to keep these simple moments, so I can remember the years when my mom quietly worked to care for our little home. Thank you for watching until the end. If you enjoy videos about peaceful Vietnamese countryside life, please like, subscribe to Truk's Daily Life, and I'll see you in the next video.